Hi, as you can see, I'm outside today. I wanted to talk to you about food. I went to the store today and I spent literally 167.21. Now, I want to talk to you about something. I did get a couple things that were pretty expensive. I also purchased windshield wiper fluid today, but I got some aluminum foil and some foil tape at my local Walmart. And that's basically, I don't know, the foil was 682. Uh, and the tape was 9.98 for the aluminum tape. So basically, I don't know, 12 bucks, 13 bucks. Everything else is either cat food, windshield wiper fluid, of course, and foil. Now, if you can see here, here's not a lot of food on here. Because everything here where you see this mark is nothing but cat food and cat treats. That's it. That's over half the list, I would say. I did purchase 8 sodas today. Now, I want to talk about the prices of everything going up. Under the Democrats, prices have skyrocketed. And we can all see it every time we go to the store. I mean, $1.42 for the generic Walmart root beer? $1.42 for the Twist Up 2 liter? Come on. I mean, cereal has skyrocketed. Even the macaroni and cheese, the cheap generic macaroni and cheese has gone up. Not much, but it's 58 cents a box for the cheap stuff. Now, the reason I'm bringing all this up is I purchased 2 cans of chili, $2.72 per can. All right, think about that. Now, all the experts are saying we're going to be hit with a global food shortage because of the war in Ukraine. They produce a lot of things like fertilizer and food, and so does Russia. So, with the pandemic also, farmers couldn't get workers. Um, Factories that produce our food, can our food, couldn't get the materials needed, things like that. Now, the reason I'm outside is I did have a small tomato plant over on the porch. Some of you probably saw it in one of my videos. The thing was literally dying. On the planter, it said give it 1 to 2 inches of water per week, and it was dying. Seriously dying. It also said I needed to use organic fertilizer. I do not have any organic fertilizer, so I cheated. And the reason I'm saying you need to think about doing something like this is because with the cost of food going up, seriously, way up. I mean, the tater tots for a 2 pound bag is $3.32. Tater tots, French fries for a small bag is not $2.32. Excuse me, $3.32 for the tater tots for a 2 pound bag. $3.32 for the French fries. Just a thing of Kraft singles was $7.26. The hot dogs are over a dollar. They're $1.12 where I live. Shredded cheese for a smaller bag, $3.98. The lunch meat's gone up. We buy chopped ham. It's $3.74. The meatballs that I used to buy for under $5 a bag are now $6.24. I mean, I don't get it. I do really get it because it's Joe Biden's America and Joe Biden's inflation. So let me show you the little plant here and tell you what I did to make this actually start to grow and produce. One, I did plant it in the ground. I do not have fertilizer, period. Now you can see here the leaves are literally dying. This thing was literally dying. Giving it 1 to 2 inches of water per week is what it called for. Of course, it also called for organic fertilizer. And if you've been to the store and looked at fertilizer lately, damn, I mean the cost of that, I looked today, I am not spending 10 to 15 bucks for a little container of fertilizer. That's not going to happen. So, I did cheat with this plant. And I'm going to tell you how I cheated, and maybe this can help you out somehow. Now, I do want to show you the plant first and show you it is producing. A little tomato. There's one down in there. I don't know if you can see it or not. There it is. Big one over here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tomatoes growing so far. Well, that I can see. Okay, so you're probably wondering how I got this to work. One, I did not listen to what they said on the container. I do not have fertilizer here. What I did have was 2 old carrots in the crisper in my fridge that I was going to throw out. Now the tops of the carrots were rotted, black, moldy, just disgusting. I just kept forgetting to throw them out. We've had them for quite a long time. So what I did was I cut the tops off. There was rotted, moldy, everything else. Now I did stick them in the planter when this was in the planter, but it was not getting enough water. I was listening and reading the instructions on the container. That was my boo-boo. I wanted to give this plant the best chance to survive. So what I did was I transplanted it over here. I shoved one carrot way down in the ground, and another one's here. You can see it sticking up. As you can see, it's all like dehydrated and dry and stuff. And I did not follow the instructions to water this. I water this twice a day. First thing in the morning, around 6 to 7:30 every morning, and every night I give it water. I give it a glass of water every morning and every night. That's 2 glasses a day into the right here into the soil. This is growing new leaves. This is growing little flowers, producing tomatoes. Now the reason I'm talking to you about this, even if we don't get hit with a global food shortage, which they're saying we will, with the prices of everything skyrocketing, growing your own fruits, vegetables, things like that, especially vegetables, is a really good idea. It's much cheaper, especially if you can use old organic material for certain things, like old carrots, maybe some old corn or something like that. So you can cheat. And you can see some of these tomatoes are actually getting pretty big. The reason I'm making this video is I want you to see what you can do. But understand, you have to practice. You can't just get a plant or seeds and know what you're doing. You have to practice. There are a couple things you need to know. One, your area. What grows in your area? What grows fastest? You do not want to buy something that's going to take 2 to 3 years to start producing anything. Some fruit trees can take up to 5 years to start producing any fruit. You need things that can grow fast, grow easy, and they're inexpensive. If you cannot afford the fertilizer, figure out a different way to help get your plant nutrients, even if you have to use old organic material such as carrots or some other type of food that is starting to go bad, or you can actually use. I'm using carrots because carrots are really stocky, they're really solid, and it takes forever for these carrots to dry out, and you know, they will lose some of their organic material, but it will take forever for this tomato plant to draw anything out of these carrots and, you know, get the nutrients, all the nutrients it needs. Not so long it's not getting it, because when I pour the water on this side and on this side, and I'm making the water push some of that organic material towards the roots. I cheated because this little plant was dying. The instructions were not correct. Now, would it have grown if I had fertilizer? Possibly. But since I did not have fertilizer, I used the next best thing. I used what I had. Like I said, I'm going to make this a pretty quick video because a lot of my videos lately have been pretty long. But the prices of everything are going up. even if we do not have a food shortage, we are seeing a shortage. If you look at the prices of things, whether it's aluminum foil, damn, the price of foil went way up. I should know I bought some today from my next video, actually. I'm going to show you how to EMP proof certain things if you want to put back. The foil alone today, let me see if I can find on this list. Alright, where is it? The foil, aluminum foil, $6.82. Right there. And the aluminum foil tape or aluminum tape, the prices are ridiculous. $9.98 from my local Walmart. Think about that. It's not just food that's going up in price. It's everything else. Just a loaf of bread, $1.32 a loaf. I don't know if you can see that. That was the last thing I checked out. And that's for the cheap bread. $167.21. Cat food, cat treats. Especially the cat treats have gone up in price. These used to be less than $1, and now they're $1.12. The cat food used to be 68 cents. Now they're 78 cents a can. Broccoli and rice. That used to be under $1, and now it's $1.26 for broccoli cheddar rice. Everything's going up in price. The corn dogs, taquitos, the sausage for breakfast, the waffles. I mean, the prices are skyrocketing on everything. It's going to be down to supply and demand. If the experts are right, we're looking at a global food shortage. Even if it doesn't happen in America, we're looking at higher prices and less supply, which means more demand. And if you've ever been to economics in school, you know supply and demand, right? And the thing is, if they can't produce enough supply for the demand, the price is going to skyrocket. Now, I can't remember if I covered germinating your seeds. I do recommend seeds. I always recommend seeds, but I also recommend knowing how to germinate them and get them to grow. There are a couple things you do need to understand and know. What grows in your area? What grows the fastest in your area? Especially if you're going to need this for food or want to produce food for yourself. Where can you get the seeds? How do you germinate the seeds to get them to start to grow the roots so you can plant them? How deep to plant them? Do you need to cover them up with something? What's the best time of the year to plant them? Because you don't want to plant something and then it not produce because you have an early winter, or you planted too late or too early. If you're in like the rainy season or whatever in spring, if it's heavy rains, it could actually destroy your seeds. You need to know all this. My advice for anyone: get some seeds. Learn how to germinate those seeds. Use the paper towel method, which is a plastic sandwich bag or even a quart size bag, plastic bag with a zipper seal. A paper towel in your seeds. Place your seeds on the paper towel, put it in the baggie, spray it with some water using a spray bottle, zip that baggie shut, turn it upside down now where your paper towel's on the top, and then give it a little bit of water once every 5 to 7 days, or when that paper towel starts to dry out, and your seeds will start to germinate and produce little roots that you can then plant. Even if you live in an apartment building, you can get something like a small tomato plant, practice with it, because you may have to rely on this for food. Also, with the price of food going up, it makes more sense to grow what food you can grow if you don't have to buy things like fertilizer. This has no fertilizer. I used a couple old carrots. I used what I had. and is producing tomatoes, as you can see. Now, I'm going to fix and shut this video down, but I want to show you this is the glass I'm using twice a day. Once in the morning, anywhere from 6 to 7:30, I would say, every morning, and once at night. I fill this glass up and I give that water. In my next video, I'll talk about how to EMP-proof something. This is a solar charger controller. Now, it looks like this is open here, but that is not open. It's actually sealed. That is a seam, double seamed. And this is protected from an EMP. But I will get that in another video, because I thought talking about our food supply would be more important. You have to practice. You can't just buy seeds or plants and expect these things to just grow. And sometimes what's on the container, container's down here. I did keep the container for starting other stuff. Let me get out here where you can see this. I'm trying to get to where the sun, you can read this. Dig a hole twice the diameter, depth of the tomato root ball. Place a small handful of all-purpose organic fertilizer or compost into the hole. A low nitrogen fertilizer is best. Give 1 to 2 inches of water per week. Water deeply to foster deep root growth. Alright, 1 to 2 inches of water per week did not work. That plant was literally dying at 2 inches of water per week. So sometimes, if you follow the directions, it's not going to produce, it's not going to work. You have to understand, outside temperatures change. One day it can be hot, one day it can be cool. That affects how the plants work, how they grow. I don't know if you can read that or not. I apologize, I'm in the shade. Start with something small. I got pulled in weeds. But start with something small. Even if you're in an apartment, start with something small. Even if you have to grow it in a 5-gallon bucket with some dirt, plant it somewhere in your yard. Start with something small and practice. You have to know how to do this, because if food prices keep going up, or if this shortage does happen, it's going to be supply and demand. And with that, the people with money are going to go get those supplies. It won't be the people that watch my videos. It's also cheaper to grow food right now than it is to buy it, in most cases. But it takes a good long while for food to produce. You have to understand that. You can't just plant something and in a week have food. It literally can take 3 months for certain plants and longer for other plants. Always try to buy seeds that are 90-day seeds to help produce your food quicker. Some plants will not even produce in the first season. You have to know which ones those are if you're going to plant those. Some plants you need specific things for. And some, guess what? You can cheat. Alright, I'm fixing to go. I apologize. Damn it. 20 minutes. I apologize. I did not want to make this a long video. My next video, I will be talking about how to EMP-proof stuff at home. I will talk about that in another video. Alright, that's it. Everyone have a good day.